Okay, peeps, we got the Cancer full moon. It's a full moon literally every month. So this video will be on the shorter side. I think this is my first full moon video, so it's going to be a little bit longer than the following full moon videos. Okay, so in general, a full moon is a time of culmination. That's kind of like the big buzzword. Literally, you can just think about the moon phases. You know, there's going to be a dark phase of the moon where you can kind of see the outline, but you don't see anything lit up in like white or yellow light as we're used to seeing it. And then you have like the crescent moon. It's either going to be waxing phase or a waning phase. Waxing means it's getting smaller, moving towards the new moon. Waxing, what did I say? Hopefully I said waning. Waning means it's getting smaller, moving to the new moon. Waxing means it's getting bigger, moving to the full moon. How do you remember? I don't know. Waning just seems like it's decreasing. It's waning, like you're weaning someone off the bottle. Waxing, I don't know. That just sounds like you're getting bigger. I don't know. Extra. I don't know how I remember this. Okay. So waxing is getting bigger. You're going to the full moon. So we have a full moon on Friday, January 6th, meaning that we are in the waxing phase right now. It's literally every 2 weeks. It's either going to be a new moon or a full moon. Like, this is a normal occurrence. People can freak out about it, but it's literally just like a normal part of life. It's every single month. The months are about 30 days. The moon phase is about 30 days. For my ladies who get synced up with the cycle, your cycle is about 30 days. It's one and the same, right? Okay, Central Standard Time, the full moon is going to be exact at 5:08 p.m. So from the new moon is when you're supposed to set your intentions. Like, it's literally called a new moon. That's your time period to embark on something new. Okay, so I don't know where people then got off the fallen path. I don't even know, but people are talking about the full moon is where you're supposed to. No, the new moon is where you set your new moon intentions. What new things do you want in life? And then you work towards them. The full moon is when you kind of like make your withdrawal. Okay, like if you literally think about it, the moon is black. At the new moon, you have nothing, figuratively, not literally, but regarding whatever projects you are embarking upon, there's nothing there. So you write what you would like to create in that nothingness. You determine and you tell the universe, and you put it on paper, you put it on your bay leaves, what you want to create in this state of nothingness. It's dark, okay? And so you're working, you run with me shooting in the gym. You gotta put your head down and grind, right? That's your time to work when it's dark. And as it gets bigger and as it gets bigger, you're gonna see the progress. And then at the full moon, about 3 days prior or 3 days after, that's when you want to do your full moon ritual to kind of manifest the things that you should have been working towards. So if you did not set your new moon intentions on the new moon, whenever it was, about a week and a half ago at this point, today is January 1st, so I guess a week ago, I can actually get the date. Let me tell you. If you did not set your new moon intentions on the last new moon a week ago, and that would have been December, oh my lord, it's taking a long time. Because now I have to go back to 2022. So December 23rd was the last new moon. That was right before Christmas, okay? So if you did not set your new moon intentions, you can always determine. Here's the thing. You can do anything you want to do at any given time, right? You talk about retrograde, you talk about new moon, full moon. You can do anything you want to do at any given time. The reason why we pay attention to the moon phases and the retrogrades is because when you have support from the universe, things just flow better. Like, do you want to struggle against the energies of these large planets? Like, literally, you're fighting the moon. Like, literally, picture you as a small human fighting the moon's energy. Is that what you want? I mean, you're talking about an energy, not like the full planet, right? But, like, do you want to fight the moon or do you want to work with the moon? Like, like, let's be real now, okay? And so, Okay, yeah. So we don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to keep up with it. For the people who want to live their best lives, I'm trying to help you live your best life. That's my intention, is to let you know what energies to use when. I'm not even going to claim to act like I have my life in sync with the moon phases, because I just haven't been that disciplined as far as my goals. But idealistically, right? Coaches don't have to be players, okay? idealistically, right now, you're putting in the work to reap the rewards that you desire. Okay, so if you didn't set your new moon intentions already, now is a good time to do so. They say the best time would have been a week ago. The second best time is now. No more delays. Okay, so that means you have a week to put in the work on the full moon. If you're trying to do a ritual and manifest something that you have not done the work for, you're wasting your time. Literally. There's no way to sugarcoat this. There's no nice way to say it. You are wasting your time. The best that can happen, okay, I'm not going to say you're completely wasting your time, because like I said, you can always set your intentions and you have to put in the work. If you're not going to put in the work, you're wasting your time. I'll say that. So you can put in your work on the waning moon, and that's your off sync with the moon, right? But you can put in the work, but you have to put in the work. If you're not putting in the work, you're wasting your time trying to do a ritual and a spell and paying for this and paying for that. It's probably not going to work. You have to do the work. You can't just sit in your room lighting candles. You have to do the work. Like, you have to file a business. You have to apply for a job. You have to call somebody, step out. Like, you have to do the work. You have to do the work, okay? And so basically, idealistically, right now, we're doing the work. We're doing the work. So whatever you wanted to do, if you want a relationship, that means you have to take care of yourself, get cute, make yourself available, whether you're going out in public or if you're dating online. You have to do the work. Like, unless you literally imagine a stranger literally knocking at your door. Like, are you ordering delivery at least? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you have to do something. So if you're looking for a relationship, you have to do something. If you're looking to start a business, buy something. Figure it out. Watch a YouTube tutorial. Buy a book. Call somebody who's done it before. Find an article. You have to be doing something. So this is the time to be putting in the work, okay? So then on the full moon on Friday, that's going to be where hopefully we'll see the culmination of our efforts. So all of the work we've been putting in, it'll come to pass. Something else that you can see at this time is revelations of different things that have. Things can be unknown, things can be unaware to us. Well, under the full moon, you can start to see secrets being revealed. You can start to see people's intentions being expressed. And so those are some things you can see under a full moon. It's literally a bright light. Like, imagine you walk into a room, maybe it's familiar, and so you can kind of like avoid the furniture, avoid stubbing your toe, hopefully. But you're like stumbling around. It's dark. You don't really know what's going on, okay? Or like you go to a canvas. The canvas is blank, okay? And so you get to like decide what do you want to place in this canvas, okay? But then when you get to the full moon phase, that's like you turning on the light. Okay, so you can see the furniture. You don't have to try to use your memory bank and remember where it is. You don't have to do all of this guessing. You don't have to have this uncertainty. We can turn the light on and we can see for certain what is actually going on. Okay, so the full moon would be a good time to do like a ritual or like a tarot card pull on like what's going on. The lights are bright. The lights are bright, okay? And so that's just like a full moon and new moon and moon phases in general. This particular full moon, we're looking at 16 degrees 22 minutes in Cancer. We're looking at 5:08 p.m. on a Central Standard Time. This is what's called a wolf moon, like literally the animal of a wolf. Why do they call it that? Because around this time of year, the wolves will be active and they will be known to be howling a lot under this particular full moon, right? And so the wolf moon is always going to be the first one of the year. They name every full moon different, and I'll try to be consistent. I cannot make any promises because life happens, and then I have to take care of myself before I sit here and try to like let y'all know about astrology, okay? But I'm learning about the names of the moon as well. So this particular one is a wolf moon. It's the first one. When I'm repeating myself, I'm kind of trying to commit it to memory. Okay, and so So we're talking about culmination. I'm looking at my notes at this point. We're talking about a culmination. It's a waxing moon currently, and then it'll be a full moon. So if you miss it on Friday, you got about 3 days still under that full moon energy. Obviously, the sooner you get to the 6th, the stronger the energy, but you are astrologically still under that full moon energy for your rituals. If you want some specific rituals, you can let me know. Anything you need spiritually, really, I got you, and I promise I will let you know if I do not have a skill. I will let you know if this is something I've never done before, but I'm confident that I can do it, and I will let you know if this is something that I do not think I will be skilled in and it's not in my lane. If you just particularly feel like I will be skilled in it, I will give it my best try, but I probably won't charge you. So just whatever is on your heart and you want to reach out to me, and I haven't advertised this product or service. I'm working on my website so everything can be crystal clear. If you feel like I will be good at something, if you're called to ask me for help in a certain area, then I probably can do it. I'm very multi-talented. It's very hard for me to express to you guys everything that I'm capable of doing because I don't even know. Okay. That's just the biggest truth. Okay. So when I talk about it's a culmination of the best analogy I think a lot of us are familiar with is getting a paycheck. Like, you don't just go up to Lowe's and be like, hey, yo, where my paycheck? And they'll be like, bro, who are you? What's your name? You've never worked here a day in your life. Okay. The only way you expect to receive a paycheck from Lowe's is when you've been clocking in at Lowe's for 40 hours this week. And then after you've been clocking in at Lowe's, then at the end of the week on Friday, where's my paycheck? So that's kind of how the full moon is. Okay, have you been clocking in for 2 weeks, doing your work, doing the do, and then on the full moon is where's my paycheck? You feel me? So that's kind of what the full moon is. Okay. Cancer is a sign talking about the fourth house. We're talking about mothers. We're talking about femininity. We're talking about being that nurturing. We're talking about birthing emotions. So we're talking about raw form emotions. You can see very, very heightened emotions right now. Cancer is literally the child of the moon. It's the only sign that the moon rules over. So be very, very careful for just irrational behaviors. You already know people under the full moon start to go crazy because the moon affects your emotional nature anyways. The moon is the closest planetary body to Earth. So we already know people under the full moon start to act a little crazy because of the nature of just that the energy, right? It affects the tide, so it affects humans. So beware of like immaturity with emotions. Be aware of uncontrolled emotions. Be aware of that raw emotion, right? Okay, but after that, we also want to keep in mind that Cancer is not just a failure. Cancer is not just untamed, unable to be controlled or focused emotion. Cancer is literally emotions are energy. Energy is emotion. So you have all of this energy, you have all of this potential. Of course, you cannot control anyone else, but you can kind of transmute or communicate when you're understanding like where they're coming from and what they're dealing with. So kind of know that like that's what's going on. They're just like overwhelmed with emotions. The full moon is already a lot of energy, and then there's a full moon in the sign of Cancer that it rules. So you're seeing big Cancer energy, which is already high raw emotion. You're seeing big moon sign energy, which is already high raw emotion. You're seeing a planet in its home sign, so it's already like unfiltered, unhindered energy. And then when it's the emotional moon Cancer in the emotional moon, when your emotional moon with the emotional Cancer, it's just a lot going on there. Okay. Luckily, we do have this Mercury retrograde in Capricorn opposing the moon in Cancer, and it's 16 degrees, so it's right in the middle of that. And when I say right in the middle, I didn't actually calculate. It was 50% between 8 and 24. You can calculate that if you're really interested, and then you can let me know in the comment section. Okay. But so it's in the middle of this Mercury retrograde phase. So at some point during this retrograde, Mercury will be totally directly opposite the moon. Yeah, I had to double check myself. 16 degrees Cancer. We might have passed that. There's a potential we've passed that already. Let me see. No, I'm right. See, this wasn't in my notes, but yeah, something told me to speak on this. Okay, so Mercury is currently at 23 degrees in Capricorn. The moon is wherever the moon is, and the moon will be at 16 degrees on Friday. So somewhere in here, the moon will be directly opposite Mercury. Somewhere in there, because the moon has to go from, where's the moon right now? The moon is in Taurus, so the moon has to go through Taurus, and then the moon has to go through what's after Taurus? Gemini. And it's seeming like they wouldn't, and that's giving me the hesitation, but the moon moves so much faster than Mercury, and right now Mercury is gestation, so Mercury is moving slow. But Mercury is going to be in Capricorn until January 18th. No, Mercury is going to be in Capricorn until February 7th. Mercury is going to be in Capricorn until February 7th. So you're absolutely, definitely going to see the moon opposite Mercury, and maybe even, no, because by the time Capricorn goes back through Cancer, Mercury, the moon's going to have moved already. Okay. But Mercury is about to be opposite the moon. And regardless, we still have that, even if it's not exact on the full moon, it's going to be pretty close. Okay, so Mercury is working opposite this retrograde. The full moon is working opposite this retrograde, at least by energy, if not by exact degree. And so we can lean on those earth signs to kind of balance us out. We also have other planets in earth signs. So we have the sun in Capricorn. See, this is what I needed to be reminded of. The sun is definitely going to be opposite the moon, because that's the nature of a full moon. Okay, so you got sun opposite the moon. So if the moon is doing too much for you, look to the sun. Okay, let's see, Mercury is in Capricorn, Venus is in Capricorn, Uranus is in Taurus, and Pluto is in Capricorn. North Node is in Taurus as well. So we've got earth sign energies to balance it out and bring that stability and just be unmoving, unyielding, unbending, because that's kind of what we need when, the moon is being so just raw and emotional and irrational. We need that rational thinking to balance it out. Okay, so we do have that. But with all of these cautions, I want to make sure I'm giving you the positive potential for this full moon. Like I said, Cancer is nurturing and feminine. Cancer is a sign I think people first think of when they think of intuition, and for good reason. Cancers have this knowing. Cancer, it's like when you see the picture, it's just like a sparkly like essence of a woman. Cancer is just so feminine and so alluring, and like that's kind of the energy that we have. Cancer doesn't just like lash out for no reason. Cancer's emotions are very pure. Cancer's emotions are very directed, and Cancer's emotions are probably pointing you to something that is off, right? Cancer just doesn't all the time respond in the best way to what is off. But if you follow Cancer's emotions, you can really grow and you can really be in touch with your humanity, right? You can really be treating people in a soft, comforting way, okay? And da, 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 da. And so really what we want to be doing is the revelations under the full moon are probably going to be related to, making you feel, making you comfortable, and, fulfilling the feminine side of your being. Everybody has a feminine side, whether you're a man or a woman. And then we're going to pair that with the shifted perspectives of this retrograde. And that's how we're going to see that perfect balance, right? So that's kind of what we can look forward to in this Friday, is revelations of a very emotional nature, especially emotional because it's the moon in Cancer. So we got that double energy there. And then because it's a full moon, the moon has to be opposite to the sun. The moon is also opposite to retrograding Mercury right now, but we do have a lot of earth signs to balance it out. Good luck and happy manifesting.